Okay, g'day guys. What do you do? It's your boy NDRW back at it again with another show. Let's get it. Let's go. Hey guys, so today we've got another special guest. This time, she was able to harness the speed in drawing and putting it on paper, putting ideas onto paper. In her personal life, she struggled with depression and anxiety, but she was able to make a choice of getting out there and being able to socialize and be better. And also, very interestingly, metalinguistics, she uses this to understand language with language and is currently applying it to other aspects in the observable world. So, her origin, she was born in Bacolod City. She calls herself a logical artist. Let's all welcome Jess Vasquez. Yay! Hi, Jess.
Hi, Andrew.
Finally, I got you on here.
Yeah.
Yes.
After a few weeks.
I know. Dang, how long ago did we talk about getting you on here?
Mid-August.
Mid-August, right?
Yeah.
Damn, and we're able to get you in first week of September. That's not bad, right?
Yeah.
That's not bad. Damn. So, how's everything with you? Because the last time that I checked with you, you were still working, right? What's happening with you now?
Yep. So right now I'm working with Platform 88.
Nice. Shout out to David and Christiane.
Yep.
What up, guys?
You can watch their podcast.
Yes. Link in the description. Nice. That's so funny to say. But anyways, so Jess, basically the usual take for me, especially with the podcast, is to really explore the origin story for you.
Yeah.
Like how you got into where you are right now. Because I understand that there's actually a lot of aspects from you. So you've got the linguistics, you've got art, you've got another aspect which is just more of the philosophy side.
Yep.
And also you've got tarot and astrology and all of that aspect. That's very interesting. So let's go back to when you were younger.
Okay.
What was Jess like when you were younger? Walk me through how you were as a kid.
Well, when I was a kid, I was this quiet. I was never like the kid who would just walk up to you and say, "Hey."
True.
I was always that kid who would hide behind my mom, and
Right.
I was really scared of people.
And this was in Bacolod still.
Yeah, even back when I was really small,
Right.
I wasn't the type to talk to people.
Right. Were you always just quiet, like you just wanted to keep it to yourself kind of thing?
Yeah,
Right.
even at home,
Mm.
like I remember sometimes I'd just be by myself, and usually I just draw on my
Damn.
own, yeah.
And you were happy just being by yourself? What was it like being a kid and just drawing stuff?
Because I'm like too shy to interact, I didn't really have that like playing with
Right.
other kids.
But you
kinda.
wanted to interact though.
No, I guess it was like I was really scared of people.
What was it that you were pretty much like scared of people? Like what was it about people that scared you?
I think it's the aspect where they can hurt you.
Right. Did you go through like a traumatic experience then when you were younger?
Yeah, I did.
What was it? If you don't mind me asking.
So I guess I don't have an exact memory of being bullied, but my mom had told me that way back there were kids who would actually throw chairs at me.
Damn,
Yeah.
chairs. Holy
Yeah.
crap. Like actual chairs.
Yeah, those small chairs, and then that
Okay.
was I think back in either kindergarten.
Damn. So when you were younger, like before school, were you like open? Like do you still have any memory when you were like before kindergarten?
But
or anything like that?
before kinder though. But after kinder, I remember that even in classrooms, I would be. The class was ongoing, and this is a memory that I really recall that there were kids behind my back, and they would throw crayons at me.
What?
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go through this shit.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
Damn.
basically, I don't even express that because I didn't.
Mm.
I guess I took it like it's normal.
Mm.
Because I took that as normal.
Damn.
I don't think I've ever shared that experience much to my mom or yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Damn. So, pretty much that was a childhood for you. So that pretty much framed up like how you were. Okay, sorry. I just heard something. I was like, what is that? I hear someone whispering. But
It's
damn, so that was really traumatic for you as a kid.
Yeah, because not only actually was it at school, there's also at home.
Right.
So
What was happening
I
at
have
home?
an older sister
Right.
that kind of like also verbally bullies me.
Mm.
Like she,
How many siblings have you got?
I only have one older sister. So
So you're getting bullied in school and at home.
yeah.
Because you were the quiet kid.
Yeah, I was
Is that
the
why?
quiet kid.
Damn, that sucks. Damn. So, like, do you recall any memory before you got bullied? Were you like, because I don't know. This is the thing, especially when you get bullied, you kind of
Yeah.
go into this area that okay, I'm just not gonna talk. Like I'm just gonna be by myself.
Yeah.
But do you recall anything like before you were bullied? Because were you like an extrovert by any chance, or were you like
I've
always
never
silent?
been an extrovert.
Right. You were always just silent.
Yeah, I was always silent. And I guess this is funny because I was one thing that I really knew was I was bullied because I was white.
Oh.
So all the kids were like brown skinned and like kind of tan to dark.
Right.
So it was mostly the boys that were like, oh, she's like, yeah, that translation is like, oh, she's a ghost. Oh, she's like, yeah.
What?
So it's like, okay,
That's quite weird. Isn't being white or light skinned actually a good thing? Especially in the Filipino culture and everything?
The thing is, it's really funny. So I've experienced discrimination at such a young age at being different because I stood out from just being white. So it's the opposite of being black, standing out in a
Yeah, you're just different.
culture. Yeah,
just
it's
being
just
different.
different.
In general.
Um,
Damn.
so when I actually transferred to Cebu, they have a different culture where they were like, oh, the white is like
Yeah, it's good.
privilege,
Right.
and I was like, and then I transferred to Cebu at age 8.
8 years old.
Yeah, 8 years old.
So when did you go to kindy? Like 3 years old?
5.
5 years old?
Old.
So you pretty much spent 3 years in school in Bacolod and then you moved to Cebu.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Damn. So like with the new shift of environment, was it better for you, in a way?
It was a culture shock because
Right.
like from being bullied, I went to like an all-girls school that appreciated my cuteness. I'm not even sure.
Damn. You're the cute kid.
Yeah, because I guess I was also really short.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So with this like renowned identity, what was it like?
I was still an introvert.
Still an introvert. So you were quiet, but people welcome you this time.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And then it was shocking to me because it's that kind of thing where for like let's say 4 or 5 years that I've been in Bacolod, I've already known what it's like to be pushed around
Damn,
physically, mentally, emotionally.
That's crazy.
And then when I went to Cebu, people were like helping me physically. Yeah, because they're like, if I don't eat lunch, they're actually gonna spoon feed me.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had a classmate that would do that.
Whoa.
And they keep asking questions. I was like this
Damn.
rare species or something that I was like, and then I just observed them, and then
And you were just quiet the whole time, right?
Well, firstly, I was quiet because I couldn't understand Cebuano.
True.
at
You were
that
still
time.
longer at that
Yeah.
time, right?
So I was still like digesting all this new language, and then at the same time, I'm like, I would just speak English to them because
Sure.
I can't like.
But what was the norm here? wasn't it?
because
Like speaking English in the school.
because it's STC, so St.
is it
Teresa's
St. Teresa's College, yeah.
So they're known for English
Mm,
as well.
So that was a good kind of like segue to you then.
It was
Coming
also
to
good,
Cebu.
yeah, because
Nice.
I grew up with English as well. So
Yes.
it's like English Ilonggo, and
Is that
then
not bad?
and then
Mm.
when I went to Cebu, it's like digesting first.
Yeah.
For the first few years, I just digested what they sound like, and then later on, I tested it out, and then I can actually speak.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's like the immersion
Ah.
itself, and then
So you
that's
kind of
how-
like to incubate,
yeah,
and then after a while, like, okay, I'm ready.
yeah.
Wow, interesting. You're like a butterfly then, like a caterpillar, just observing, and then actually, alam baka storya na ko.
Yeah.
Right, that's awesome. Wow, so that would have been a really weird shift because you went from being bullied to being welcomed,
Yeah.
and now you kind of understanding this language because there's a language gap, honestly, right? But then after 3 years, you were able to digest it, and finally you could speak. What was it like? What was the shift like for you as just internally? Because I'm pretty sure the psychology for you as a kid being bullied, like that was the norm,
Yeah.
and now moving to Cebu, like, oh, that wasn't the norm. Like, how was it like?
I guess, well, in terms of school,
Mm.
I realized that they just have a different culture. But I didn't label it as culture, of course, because I just like the implication is there though.
Just the
that-
norm kind
Yeah,
of thing.
it's like
Mm.
there. It's a different thing for school. It's a
Yes.
different thing. It's a different place.
Right.
So I understood that for every different place, there's
Mm.
like different people and different personalities.
Yes.
But at home, it's
Mm.
still the same. It was the
Still
norm
getting
for
bullied by
me.
your sister.
Yeah.
How old is your sister?
She's 4.5 older than me.
4.5 years
Yeah,
older.
4.5
than
years.
Damn. So if you don't mind me asking, how old are you now?
I'm 24.
24. So she'd be 28 and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. So when you were 8 years old, then when you moved to Cebu, she would have been teenager, close to being a teenager.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then,
it got worse there.
yeah, your rebellious age and
Oh
all
my
that.
god. Oh, gosh. But at least things were getting better for you in school, right? Did you still get bullied though, or
No.
never happened? That's good.
I guess I was just left by alone, and then that was better than being like picked all the time.
Yes,
because
yes.
I was different, and then
Yes.
so people just kind of accepted me, and then because
Nice.
I guess being quiet has this mysterious thing
Sure.
going on, and then so they
Sure.
actually befriend me. So the extroverts themselves, like
They come up to you.
they adopt me. I was like,
Nice.
oh, okay.
Dang. So you're the token introvert in that sense.
I guess so. I don't.
That's very interesting. Wow. So what was it like? So being an introvert, right? This gave you a lot of opportunity to really get to know yourself.
Yeah,
Is that right?
it's
So-
like there's a lot of introspection.
Yes,
kind
for
of thing.
sure. Because you would have a lot of time to really like digest and observe, and then like understand like, okay, this is happening,
Yeah.
and then that's really cool. Because honestly, the more you talk, the less you get to internalize
Yeah.
a lot of things. And I've really noticed that, especially with introverts, that they have really a keen sense of understanding in the world because they've spent a lot of time observing.
Yeah.
So at what age did you notice that you were good with art? You've always drawn, right? But
Yeah.
what age did you, because there's a difference between being good and kind of liking it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people love to sing, but singing just doesn't love them, right?
Yeah.
So when did you notice that, oh, I'm pretty good at art?
I wouldn't say I knew I was good at art.
Or like decent at the minimum?
Well, at the time, I actually didn't know that what I was doing was actually art therapy.
Ah.
So art was my way of expressing because I don't talk to people
True.
basically.
You never talk though? Like,
No,
were you just like, how silent were you in a class?
It's silent that I didn't even know how to project my voice.
Really?
So people are like, you're so soft spoken. Oh, can you make your voice louder because people can't hear? And I was like, I don't know how to project. Even like I only knew how to project around this age.
Right.
Yeah, because I didn't know like you're supposed to like
get it from the gut and everything. Yeah,
kind of
diaphragm.
thing.
Whoa.
And
So you're kind of like teaching yourself to really just like do these things that are considered quite normal to people, in a sense.
yeah,
Very
because
interesting.
I guess to me I knew that I was already different, basing on the fact that normal people, I see that normal people can talk normally to other people,
True.
while for me I struggle with just talking, interacting, making friends. Usually when I have friends, it's like they're the first ones to approach me because
True.
they have like maybe an interest of what I am, or
Yes. So that was that was pretty much like the norm for you. Like people approach you rather than you approach them.
yeah, back in elementary to high school.
Because honestly, I could totally relate with you having to learn like normal stuff considered to people. Because get this, I noticed that on stage I looked really weird when I walked. Because I walked with arms like both arm and left leg. I would walk like that. And then my dad was like, Andrew, sway the other way. And I was like, whoa. And I tried to teach myself to walk.
I see. Okay.
Which is quite like similar to you projecting your voice. Because for me, I was honestly awkward as a kid.
Yeah.
But I was just loud.
I see.
I was loud, but I wasn't an extrovert. I was just kind of like, I didn't really care what people thought of me.
I see.
So I pretty much projected, but I don't know, it was a weird side of me. And then when I walked on stage, I was like,
Okay.
and then my dad was like, no, that's not normal. And then I noticed a few things little by little, like, so this is what normal people do. This is what normal people, and then I kept like keeping tabs of everything. And then like, I'm going to appear normal.
Yeah.
Right? Damn. Okay. So you noticed that you were quite, you expressed through drawing as a kid, right?
And then I guess it's because I've used that energy, pent up energy, that by the time that I was college, I was actually better than average, that kind of thing.
Because you really focused in.
Yeah,
on
I
that.
focused. Like for example, in high school we have summer vacations, right? And then most of the time I would actually just spend my summer at home. And well, because I had pent up energy, it's like this frustration. And there was this time where every day I would, I guess, draw for more than 5 hours.
Wow,
and then
that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I guess
That's awesome.
it's also because in high school I also met people who were better than me. And then I can see that, of course. Like,
And you were able to just be competitive, like, I
wanna, yeah, I was like,
awesome.
I was inspired because I was
That's
like,
awesome.
I wanna, because the drawing itself for me was just an outlet. So it wasn't like something that I would enhance, but I
True.
do want to enhance it.
Yes.
But I didn't know that you're supposed to do different kinds of things in order to like level it up, like
True.
get it to the next level kind of thing. Because if you actually just practice the same thing, there's no progress.
Yeah, and at the same time, this is what I've noticed with artists. Like, you've got a certain style that's innate with you.
Yeah.
But then when you look at other people's style, you could kind of like, I could take that in.
Yeah.
I could bring that in. And especially in terms of, I've only known this honestly like recently, shadings and like all the, like how the shadows work, where the light hits and then the reflection and everything, which is very interesting. Because like, for example, if you compare cartoons in the US to animes are more detailed.
Yeah.
Whereas with the cartoons in the US, it's just like, and then there's no shading.
Yeah.
Half the time there's no shadow, you know?
It's
very interesting.
Yeah, because from what I've noticed, it's like the cartoons are basically more of comedic
Yeah, it's
style.
a comedic effect. Yeah.
Anime though is like, because I'm an anime
Sure.
fan, it's more of the quality of the story.
Yeah, for sure.
Although of course this is debatable because there are fan service anime out there for different purposes.
Of course.
But
And I think, honestly, anime is just an art of life. Because you could pretty much do anything with it. You could do drama, you could do horror, you could even do comedy, you could even do slapstick. Like, it's just an art form that has just progressed over the years that can do anything. Like anything that a movie could do, an anime can do it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's I guess it's the power of storytelling, because
Yes.
there's really
For
that
sure.
quality that you take from the stories in the anime, that it
Yes.
isn't just for kids
For sure.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like there's
Mm.
really a life lesson when you actually watch a specific anime, because sometimes they deceive you. They
Yeah.
have this specific kind of like art style that's like okay, that look. But when you actually watch it because of the story, it's
Yeah.
actually like, oh my god, the character died, and then how could they do that?
Because now you get really attached to these anime characters.
Yeah.
And to think they're actually drawings.
Yeah.
They're not even real, but it's so well done.
Yeah.
Plus, they put the honestly, the music as well is also a huge thing, especially in the anime. Like, just having that, like when you hear the intro to your favorite anime, it's like,
Yeah.
and then I always remember that it's got the thing, you know, like the title of whatever song that is. It's kind of in brackets. And then me and my sister, when we were younger, we'd always take a photo of that and we'd search it on the internet.
I see.
Because my sister could read hiragana.
Ah, okay.
So she would read it and I would type it.
Oh.
Okay, what is it? Is it no, and then no taku. Okay, no taku, and then what's the other one? I don't know. Because sometimes it's in katakana.
Yeah.
And then we're screwed if it's in kanji.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
we're like, yeah, just skip that one. And just that, and then song lyrics, anime.
Yeah.
Dang.
But
that's cool.
actually, what really got me into drawing is actually anime itself.
Ah.
Yeah. So
When did you discover anime? At what age?
Grade 4.
So that would have been what?
Just a
Is it
year
9 years old?
after I transferred.
Oh, so you moved here, and then that's when you discovered
Yeah,
anime.
because-
How did you discover anime?
Animax.
Oh wait, the cable here.
Yeah, the
It's a-
cable at
there
first.
you
The first one was the Animax,
True.
and then
Toonami?
no, but
Definitely
I think-
Animax.
Yeah,
Animax was so good.
because it's in English.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hated the. I don't know. I've got this
Toonami.
thing that the
Oh.
Tagalog dubs.
Yeah, I don't even understand, but
Yeah, like I was like, because I think I was only watching it because a lot of the other kids were watching it. Like, I remember this in Slam Dunk. There was a guy like, pre ano ka ba pre wala ka sa akin pa. Ano ka ba sa kuragi gungung ka lang. Like that, because I just love like copying voices. So I just listened to that guy and like, oh, that's the same guy that did Krillin. Like, Goku, andito ka na. Oh, it's the same guy. So I was like, oh, that's amazing. So it's just the same people doing different voices. Very interesting. But then I was never a fan of the Tagalog dubs.
Yeah.
When Animax came in, I was like, this is so good.
Yeah.
So good. Any anime, like notable anime when you were younger? Because I could remember Rave. Do you know Rave? Like the guy with the big
Oh,
sword.
I've seen the manga. It was like
good.
back then. It was sold in national bookstores. Yeah,
Wait,
the
Shonen Jump? Or like just the manga itself?
the translate, I think. Right? Yeah.
Just the manga, like the
Yeah.
smaller manga. Oh, okay. Nice,
Like
nice.
there back then, it was like rare to actually
True.
find manga in
True.
national bookstore.
Very true. Because when it's there, people would actually buy it immediately.
Yeah.
And is there a Shonen Jump here in Cebu?
There are
The huge,
volumes now.
the volumes, yeah. Because man, like, I really remember when we were in Japan. I saw that in the store. I was like, oh, Shonen Jump.
Yeah.
Because I always followed K-Zone. Do you guys like K-Zone?
Yeah.
And then they said there that Shonen Jump is the biggest
Published.
publishing for manga. And then it's got like different mangas within there. I was like, but anyways, what was the notable anime when you were younger?
Well, first was like Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh yes, okay.
And
Full Metal
then-
Alchemist. Were you able to relate to the character? Like, I'm pretty. Were you able to relate to the?
It was fascinating, I guess. I think that anime was the one that inspired my older sister to take up chemical engineering.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, alchemy is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But what really I remember this was grade 6 though. The most notable one was the Law of Ueki.
The law of what?
Ueki.
Ueki.
Yeah. Ueki.
Ueki. How do you say it in Japanese? Ueki. Ueki.
Ueki.
Ueki.
Ueki.
Ueki. Oh, Law of Ueki. What was it about?
It's actually like powers as well. But
Mm.
the main character has this strong sense of justice. And I guess for me, that's also where I got my values, some of my values.
Nice.
But at the same time, I guess I also like there was this other antagonist that I kind of more liked because I could empathize with him since he was the guy. So the character's name is Robert Hayden. It's I related to him when he also got bullied before, and then so he had a hatred for humanity.
Damn.
But
Was he the villain in this story?
Yeah, he was.
Damn, good thing you didn't become a villain.
But it's I just related to well, in my mind I was like, just, you know, I'm gonna
No, because honestly, this is my take, especially with villains. Everyone is a hero of their own story.
Yeah.
Even villains, they
Yeah.
they honestly think that they are a hero of their own story,
Yes.
which is very interesting,
Yes.
right? Dang. So you related to it. What was it about, like being bullied, right? But then, to what extent did you relate to him, especially in terms of?
I think at that time I still had hatred, so I had
Did you always have this
pent
grudge?
up, yeah, like pent up resentment, and then
Sure.
it depressed me, and then it's like
Yeah.
even back when I was I really remember that back even in elementary I just wanted to run away because I don't know how to express myself. I was like,
True. Because you wanted to express, but you just couldn't. But then
Yeah.
expression was through drawing.
yeah,
right?
and then the
Damn.
fact was like, I guess at that time home was like suffocating.
True. Because you couldn't
Because
even go home. Like you were bullied there. As well.
Yeah, and then the fact is that I didn't know how to communicate. That was the problem. Like,
Even your parents couldn't talk to you.
I didn't know. Like, how do you teach a child to communicate? What's your problem? I'm like,
Yeah, it's pretty hard, especially as
and
a kid.
yeah, as an introvert, I'm also like, actually supposed. I didn't even know that I'm supposed to talk to about my problems because
True.
I guess it's not like they asked how was school
Yeah.
or something.
No,
Maybe they asked, but I also like. I just maybe I just answered it's okay.
But then again, it's, I don't know, for me, the way I see it, it's always awkward to talk to your parents about problems in school. I don't know, like, I think there's this gap that it's easier to open up to friends
Yeah.
than to parents, which is quite sad, because if you think about it, they're actually the ones that would actually really look after you. And yeah, if you were to analyze it well. But what was your relationship toward your parents? Were you like good with them? What was it like?
I guess I'd say that I was close to my mom in a way that was like codependent.
Right.
So I relied on my mom, but at the same time, I don't know how to like I don't know what I need for myself. So
Right.
yeah,
Damn. Right.
and learning how to actually open up. I only learned that in high school.
Damn.
Because or like I didn't even like, it was hard to open up because people don't tell you to just open up, and then being an introvert, I'm like, oh, feelings are not actually being told, so
True.
no one really cares.
Damn.
So yeah, it was a depressing thing. I mean, looking, if I dig deep, it's sad, but I guess in the past few years I've just tried to, it made me who I am right now. So
Yes.
I can't do anything about that.
Yeah, but yeah, honestly, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And honestly, I always think about this one, that there's a higher form out there that just knows that, if you go through this honestly and willingly, you'd come out the other end a better person. Hang on, I'm just going to reset the camera real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Damn. Okay. So that's honestly amazing that you were able to just be able just go through all of that, but be still positive in the end, despite all this. Because yeah, would you say you were still like an optimist despite all the stuff that you suffered through when you were younger?
Well, the thing was, I modeled the anime characters, right?
Yes.
So, in anime, they can show you that the background of the character is sad, but they actually have this happy-go-lucky vibe. So I kind of like followed that I can
Nice.
still be depressed, but that's why actually people don't realize that I was depressed, because
True.
when I go to school, I have this mentality that I have to appear happy.
True.
I have to.
Damn.
So apparently, it's like I hid all my dark things. So
Yeah.
it's more like just sweeping it off the rug and.
Did it come to a point that you, because that's basically bottling it up,
Yeah.
right? Did it come to a point that you bursted and you're like, I can't hold it in?
I guess so. Like in those years, so let's say that there were really points in my life that I would say that they're really like severe depression, like clinical depression, because like fast forward, because I didn't know how to express. Back in college, I was really diagnosed as like
Damn.
MDD, so that's major depressive disorder.
Damn.
So my psychiatrist was like, what were the episodes that you can say that this is really an episode? And I'm like, well, there's really like in the span of year, I know that it's not like all the time that I'd be sad,
Yes.
or depressed, but I knew that it took so long when I'm depressed, like it took more than just a week or something. It's like it would go through, it's like 6 months to a year.
Damn. That you'd be sad all the
Yeah,
time.
like it's like, I mean, I can talk happy because I'm right now, because it's like I know it is, I got over it.
Yes, yes.
But it's like there was this point where, because I couldn't talk to anyone, every night I would just cry myself to sleep because it's like pent up, and then
That's crazy.
Aside-
Were you still drawing as a
yeah, of course, because it's like amazingly, I think that's the only thing that was like my silver lining kind of thing, because
It's crazy.
that's the only thing that I could express myself with. So all that energy that I've been bottling up was the reason why I'm so good at drawing.
Yes.
With the moment I went to college, college, like my first year of architecture, my first year in college was I took up architecture. And then people actually recognized that I'm just kind of like a step what do you call that?
You're pretty close to it, kind of thing.
More, I mean, a level higher than them in terms of like
Damn.
drawing. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm the best, but I mean, I'm saying that I've developed my skill so
Yeah.
much because I've used my energy into
Focusing
really,
on that.
like,
So you ended up like in front, like you were pretty much advanced. Like, yeah, I know the concept there. Yeah.
yeah,
Damn, that's amazing. Wow. So you took up architecture
yeah,
in college?
yep.
Damn.
And I guess it's another kind of culture. So let's
yes.
say in the summer of this, it's like anime was the one that made me realize that I want to draw,
Yes,
because it's like drawing has a story behind it.
definitely.
And then my outlet for my depression was like, well, drawing was the only way I could express myself. So I used all that energy to just, that energy made me level up as an artist.
True.
And then when I became better in drawing, people were like advising me, why not architecture, because fine arts is not like look down and whatever. That kind of thing where they're
Sure.
like, well, it's a third world country, so art isn't appreciated as much as like Japan
True.
or America.
Yeah, which is the sad truth. Because honestly, like, I see a lot of really talented artists get looked down on because it's just not, like, that's just a hobby. Whatever you're doing, that's just a
Yeah.
hobby. And it's like, damn, that's so sad.
It's just a culture here.
It is.
And then so when I took up architecture, I was like, months later I realized I'm actually good at this. And
But
then,
did you actually like it though at the start?
yeah, at the start I liked it. And then because I was good at it, people were now like, I was in the spotlight kind of thing. And then I was like, it's another kind of culture where I'm like, why are people looking up to me? This is so different because in high school I was that kid at the back of the classroom that doesn't want to go in front, doesn't want to speak. But at college, people were like, "Hey, you can do this," and then even in some of the professors are like expecting me because I guess they saw the potential because I was better than most of the people on my block.
And I think that's the beauty of what you went through, because you were able to focus in on the craft that you've always wanted to do, right? But at the same time, it gave you an opportunity, especially in this like niche like course. You were able to really just not in a term show off, but you just did you. And you was actually better than a lot of the people there. Damn, it's amazing.
So the funny thing there was like, okay, I'm now in architecture. People are like expecting me to do better. So now I didn't know how to cope with that expectations because no one actually put so much high expectations on me, and I'm like, they expect so much because they like the quality. How am I supposed to like keep up with the quality that I do? And then
so there was another stress point for you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then I guess it came to a point where
how were you able to cope up in the end though? Like,
I didn't.
You didn't at all. Damn.
Yeah. So it
bursted.
I guess it's the reason why I shifted. So I didn't finish architecture. It was like,
what course did you shift to?
It's so drawing was my outlet, right? And now people expect me to be better, and I'm like,
every single time.
And then hard. So it's like, instead of having that as my therapy, it now became my stress. And then
when a passion becomes your career, it's not fun anymore. You
especially
lose
if
that touch.
I think it's okay if it becomes a career, but not when there's like an expectation.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. It's like when it becomes work, it's not fun.
It's like transactional kind of work,
and it sucks.
Where you do this because there's that extrinsic motivation that you get a high grade. And then sometimes that high grade, even if you did all your best, it's not gonna. Your expectation is that because their perspective is
very subjective.
Their expectation of like, this is the from point A to point B, this is the point B that they want, and then what you delivered was like point A to point C, and then maybe they're like, no, we just want the B, but so we're like, wow.
And honestly, that sucks, because especially in the art world or just arts in general, it's very subjective. Like what's good to you could be bad to another person, and that sucks. It sucks so much. It
really sucked. So like, I guess part of it was like, I never did well at school in general. So I knew that I was this useless kind of person where before I really valued my worth based on grades, and then since part of the stress was like
through grades.
Grades because I don't study because like I don't see the meaning to it. I didn't see the meaning to it since I was elementary. I was like, basically I had this existential nihilism kind of
Yeah.
philosophy even
Mm.
back in high school. So I was like, what's the point of living if you're just gonna die the next day, or you're gonna, that kind of mentality. Yeah. And then so I've always had this like, I'm just gonna go through the next day because can't do anything about it. And then so I've always been passive in life, except for when things just got so much bottled up that I have to like release that. Because if I don't release that, I'm gonna crumble.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
so in architecture, I didn't know how to release that. Now that drawing is work.
True.
So I was like, yeah. So
That's crazy.
basically failed. At some point, I failed a lot of subjects, which my parents doesn't know.
Oh, okay. We'll Tita, Tito, just don't listen to that. Skip that part.
Yeah.
Just hit next. Go.
So they don't really they didn't know the actual reason why I shifted.
True.
I would make a surface level excuse that there's math, so it's really
Not my thing.
hard.
Not my thing, yeah,
well,
my thing.
I did fail physics, but
Damn.
so I shifted, and I knew I needed to get away from art.
True.
So even if it's
Just kinda,
my passion, I was like, just
You had to recharge.
yeah,
especially
I needed
after
that.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
2013 November is like I shifted to linguistics.
Ah.
And then it's actually a
Damn.
new course that they offered, because that was the first time they separated literature and linguistics. It was supposed to be just
Together.
one course.
Yeah.
Yeah, Linglit. We call it Linglit. And then so
Lit. It's fine. Yeah. Continue.
and then so
Go cool with that.
yeah.
Damn.
And then they separated it, and then when I saw the syllabus, I was like, oh, this is fascinating. Even though I saw subjects that I was not sure that I could do, like public speaking, teaching.
Damn.
Because I was still an introvert, I was
Yeah.
like, this is another social interaction. How am I gonna do this?
How are you gonna do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Damn.
So I was like, okay, I shifted. Like, safe. My mom doesn't have to see my TOR or anything. And then at first it's like a breath of fresh air, because I didn't have to draw,
Yes.
or nothing was expected that was creative.
Yes.
So-
and it's a different way of you expressing this time, right?
Yeah. At first I was like, my only outlet then was Dragonist, so that's like playing
The game.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was my favorite online game.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my one and only distraction from. I guess in a way it's like an outlet anyway, since
Yes.
it's actually fun.
True.
So
Because walk me through how Dragonist works again. Isn't it like a leveling up
yeah,
game?
it's
MMO?
RPG. Yeah.
Okay. RPG. Right.
Yeah. I guess I just like battling monsters there and like defeating the boss. I guess it's
Yes.
like it's stressing my
Stressing me out, and now I can. Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome.
That kind of like you're just in the zone of
Yes.
just wanting to beat the shit out of something.
That's awesome. Damn. Hang on. I'm just going to pause for 1 second.
Sure.
I'm just going to insert a sponsor, okay? Cool. So, just to segue out of that a little bit, our sponsor for today is the company. So, are you looking for an office space, clients, or fast internet? The collaborative, creative, and entrepreneurial atmosphere at the company is perfect for you. With over 10 branches scattered all over the world in countries such as Japan, Hawaii, Singapore, Bangkok, and of course the Philippines. 2 branches here in Cebu, namely IT Park, which is where we're at right now. Ta-da! And Mandaue. Members get to enjoy a multi-location access for no added fees, with options such as co-working spaces, fully furnished offices, event spaces, and amenities that are endless. They serve unlimited coffee, tea, or water with fiber internet and regular community events that you can be a part of. For more details, you can visit their website at www.thecompany.ph or visit their Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at The Company Cebu. Also, if you use my code NDRW, you can get 5% off your booking fee. Come and visit the company today, located on the 15th floor, HM Tower, IT Park. That code again, NDRW. Cool. So now you transition to philosophy, right? Linguistics.
Yep.
What? Because I think this is like the move from Bacolod to Cebu was actually quite good. Because that was like a first exposure for you to learn a new language, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So were you able to carry those experiences across through when you took in linguistics?
Well, the main interest with linguistics was actually because it's studying language, and then my priority was Japanese.
Yes, there you go. Because I was like, oh wait, hang on, anime, Japanese this time. Oh, so through that, were you able to apply the stuff that you learned through linguistics in learning Japanese?
Well, actually, I did self-study, of course, anime.
Of course.
So anime was like an inspiration to study, to read the characters, and so I did have already a foundation since I was in high school.
Yes.
So in college, it was like more of like reviewing the characters that I learned before, and how am I gonna just enhance it, because it's like just because I'm linguistics doesn't mean I actually know a lot of languages.
Because were you able to pick the language that you wanted to study?
That's why I wanted
That's awesome.
Japanese though, but they didn't offer it because they don't have a teacher. So
so what did you take instead?
French.
Je parlais le français.
But
Un petit.
petit peu.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome.
We had 3 semesters of French.
That's pretty long though.
Yeah, it's
You can actually say a
long,
lot, like j'habite à Cebu City.
Yeah, but it's like if you don't practice it,
Yeah, you kind of lose it, right?
yeah, like even if I've studied Japanese and I've already have a certificate for N3, which is
nice.
like already kind of like advanced level.
Yes.
But because I don't practice speaking, it's still like dead.
Even because there's a certain muscle that you really like exert, especially when you talk, like you speak it, right?
Like for example, you have to speak Tagalog right now, and I'm like,
I'm
okay, go.
screwed.
So see, it's like you have to keep thinking because it's not natural yet. It's not like you learn to say.
It's not conversational for you every day.
It's not conversational.
Damn. So
it's
so
like,
what you should do is you should bring a Japanese friend that you talk to every day. Like konnichiwa, genki desu ka?
But that's the problem. It involves talking to a person.
True. Wait, would you still consider yourself an introvert even up till now?
Yeah, I still think.
But then, would you say you're close to ambivert a little bit now compared to before?
The personality of an introvert doesn't actually mean that they don't really talk to people. They're just more into themselves and observant. So there are introverts who are really like social anxiety kind of shy, but there are also introverts that are just they can talk to people normally, but it doesn't mean that they want to.
Yes.
So it's just their
I can relate.
preference that they just want to be with themselves. They're tired of social situations.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that they're scared. But for me, I'm an introvert, and that's at the same time I have social anxiety based on.
So it's kind of like.
Yeah.
Because like, this is very interesting. I read an article that said that the way that you can really determine if you're an introvert or extrovert is how you recharge.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time I've spoken to a lot of people and they recharge by talking to people.
Oh.
So they're an extrovert for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas for me, I recharge just being by myself. Like,
that's true. That's true.
I don't want to talk. No.
Like I need my isolation.
Yeah.
Like when I just want to recharge, I don't want anyone to talk to me. Like just being in my room, and you know what?
Exactly. Wait, is it just me, or have you seen the isolation rooms in the prison?
No.
I've always been interested to go into there and just be there. Right? Yeah. It's very interesting. Like
Where
it's
is
just
it?
a bunch of foam, and then it's just a door.
Oh.
So you just go there and like
That's an isolation. I see. Yeah.
yeah,
okay.
psycho. But very weird though, because apparently you can hear your blood circulation, and that's scary for a lot of people. But for me, I'd be like, and then I don't know. I might be the weird guy like
No, man.
uh.
And you just like hear your echo
Yeah,
on the walls.
because like you know like how a shell works.
Yeah.
When you put it into your
Oh
ear,
yeah, because this is the
blood circulation. Yeah, you hear it. So you hear the ocean, but that's your your blood.
Yeah, I see.
Same thing. Apparently, in the isolated room, you can hear everything within your body like moving. Like that's so weird, but it's pretty cool though.
I
Very
think,
interesting.
I think my room is quiet enough that sometimes I just hear ringing though.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you scare yourself sometimes?
No.
Wait.
What?
Are you scared sometimes of being alone or not?
No, never.
Nice. That's cool. No, because I know this is the funny thing as well. I know a couple introverts that get scared being alone.
I think it's because of the horror.
Yeah,
kind of
just
thing.
the horror
The
part.
aspect.
But
of-
then it's funny because there's an introvert I know that they just want people to be there in the next room, but don't come with me in the room. I just need you. I just need to know that someone else is in the other room.
Yeah.
So if I die, I can drag you with me. What? Okay, you're weird.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very weird. But anyways, so now being able to put everything together, was it very interesting to see like, because I don't know the way I see it, it's a full sphere of what you've been able to do, just being an introvert and being able to focus in on your time. Plus, like, could we talk about the astrology part as well, like the recent one that you're kind of like very interested in? Like, how did you get into astrology, and how did you get into like tarot cards and everything? I'm very interested in that. Like,
Well,
that's cute.
yes, that story.
Yeah.
It's very long. So, linguistics is like basically the analysis.
Yes.
So,
Because you mentioned meta linguistics, like, right?
so I guess it was like it's before though. It's like studying language with language.
Yes.
And for me, I guess as an introvert, I also do like metacognitive thingy.
Yes.
Well, I only took one course of psychology, but it's so fascinating to understand like the aspects of how the behavior, how the mind works,
That's cool.
how the background of a person works. So
Yes.
for me, let's shift to the astrology thing. Like, I guess it's like the influence of astrology was back when the only thing I knew about astrology was that I'm born in this month, and
Yes.
then so people have this thing where
The zodiac sign. kind of thing.
the zodiac signs
Yeah.
where for the Western they call it like Taurus and that kind of thing. So the sun sign is like the month that you're born. So in between those months, you know which zodiac you are in. For the Chinese ones, it's like
The year. Yeah.
where like you're the year of the rat, the dog.
What year are you?
1995.
So that's the year of the
Pig.
pig. Right. Okay.
So how I got into it though. So I already have the basics that okay, people have already
Yeah.
an interest in this though. Like the basic for just average people is
Yeah.
that okay, this is like maybe Western astrology or
Yes.
Chinese. For me, it was just fun facts at first. Like okay, this is my personality. I guess I fit with it because I'm really stubborn and sometimes I'm really lazy as a Taurus.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
She can relate.
Yeah.
So we've got Cheryl in the background there. Shout out to Cheryl.
Yeah, because she also had the previous podcast.
Yes. Link in the description below. No, just kidding. But anyways,
Yeah.
stubborn as a Taurus.
So, but aside from that, I considered myself, especially in college, as an atheist. So even if like from elementary to college,
Mm.
my schools were like private Catholic schools. They're like, I still didn't digest that culture where you have to have a tradition. I
How-
hated the tradition.
How young were you when you noticed that you were an atheist?
And just an implication of being an atheist, like the signs of not believing.
But you didn't know the word.
I didn't know the word.
But you knew that this was like what you believed in. Kind of.
For
Oh.
me, like everything was just BS when I was in high school or before
so
just high school.
That was like around the time that you kind of like, oh nah,
Yeah, I think around 10 years old, around 10 or 11.
That's quite young.
Yeah.
It's quite young.
I think because I've been exposed to different personalities and the fact that as an introvert, I observe people.
Yeah. And I think the hardest thing to really see here in Philippines is people say one thing, they teach you like, oh no, you should be good, and then they're not good to you.
Yeah, they're
right?
hypocrites.
Yes. And I think
So,
that's hardest
Yeah,
thing to
that
see.
it's really annoying that
Very.
okay, so we're taught this at school, but how come you're doing the different
Yeah.
thing?
And then especially when they bully you, or I don't know, like they do
Yeah.
something to you when it's like, what? That's so.
But I didn't relate it to what they did to me.
Oh, okay.
I relate it to the fact that they're not.
Practicing what they're preaching. Kind of?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So it's like you know that like for example they say that they're yellow, but actually you see that they're actually blue. That kind of thing where they do a kind of behavior where you know that they're supposed to do something because they say that they're like, for example, they really
Yes.
say that they're yellow, but then you see them doing something which is blue, and then so it's like,
Yeah.
suspicious.
Very
And then the
weird.
fact is that what the blue thing, the blue idea there is that they're doing the bad thing. So
Yes.
knowing that they're actually doing the bad thing,
Yeah.
it's like, but you said you're yellow.
Yeah.
How come you're blue?
Yeah.
And then that kind of the idea of that is
It's
like,
so hard.
yeah. And then so I was like, suspicious.
Dang. So at a young age, you pretty much like had the thought like, nah.
Yeah. So
These people aren't-
because it's more of like
Mm.
I broke that thought of like the idea, even if like every day we'd be taught to pray and all
true.
that, I'm like, but you're not doing it.
Yeah, it's not
Like if you want to get rich, you just have to work hard.
Yeah.
But also like there are different ways of how to get rich. So I was like,
Dang. So when did you create the bridge towards astrology? There.
so funny story was that it wasn't really specifically astrology, but more on the fact that this is gonna turn spiritual.
Go for it.
So I don't label myself as a spiritual person, but I just understand that yes, there's just something greater out there.
True.
But I don't really, I guess the only thing is like the spirit world is the only thing that you can associate it with, because you can't see it,
True.
you can't feel it, but you can feel it sometimes. Like for example, the concepts of soulmates or just clicking with someone. Like for example, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be romantic, but
Yeah.
when you meet a person, you just feel a click that you just know that you're gonna vibe.
It's
in
like
the
this
same
gut
way.
feeling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
And
interesting.
that thing is like, okay, so I think there's something greater out there.
True. True.
But I guess at the same time, I guess I'm like the kind of person who's just fine with holding to ideas.
True.
So for example, I'm a skeptic, but I
Nice.
still understand that there's something greater out there.
Nice.
But
That's
the
good.
balance between that is like understanding that you shouldn't be blinded by
Yeah.
that kind of dogma or what
Yeah.
like that kind of thing, that it becomes dogma, or that strict thing that I really hate. Because there's, as an artist, it's like there's different ways of
Yeah.
how you can see it, because
For
maybe
sure.
because I am also an artist, but at the same time I try to rationalize things that
Yeah. That's
the
awesome.
reason why that I got into astrology was because I've experienced different kinds of supernatural things.
Damn.
So it's, I don't want to call it spiritual, but it's like the supernatural.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the spiritual is that you have this monk thing going on.
It's like Doctor Strange, that kind of thing.
I haven't watched that.
Oh, that's very interesting though. Cause that got me into Oobi, like kind of got me back into it. Cause I've always been fascinated with Oobi, like out of the body experience.
Yeah.
Very interesting, especially in terms of getting into that zone
Yeah.
where you can really do astral projection. Very fascinating.
So this is like this has a lot of topics.
Go for it,
So
go for
first of all, it's like I don't really like. I like the belief of psychics though, because it's like, to me, it's like a skill that you can actually hone.
Sure.
Because I rationalize it in a way. So this is my logic coming out.
Could you define psychic again? Like, what does a psychic do, especially?
So psychic is like a person who has like extra sensory abilities kind of thing.
Could you? Oh, sorry, just the red button. Thanks, Nate. Just the red button on the back. Is it? It's got red. Cool. Yeah, we're on.
Okay.
Yeah, as you were saying.
So it's like
Because I know that there's psychic telekinesis. You've got psychic like.
okay.
So,
So what do I mean by psychic?
by psychic.
So what I mean by psychic is like
Oh, okay. Thank you.
special abilities.
Just being able to read minds, kind of thing. Would you say?
No, it's like so normally people have physical senses, right?
Yes.
So the sight, the touch, the taste, the
But you've got the sixth
five
sense.
senses, yeah, the
Yes.
sixth sense. So the sixth sense is like intuition and all that. It's the gut feeling.
Prophecy, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
But if you say psychic, it's actually the
Is it foresight?
psychic, or there are different kinds of psychic.
Yeah,
abilities.
which is why I actually wanted to elaborate, because I was like, psychic, I'm pretty sure that it's not just like, because I know a lot of the movies it's just like, I'm a psychic. Like, that's telekinesis, but okay, psychic, sige. What are the psychic abilities that you could sort of like put into categories?
So it's like to me. So the word I use the word psychic in the sense that it's like hidden ability. So we have like the physical, right? So the psychic is more of the hidden senses,
Like a third eye kind of thing.
yeah. So the third eye is clairvoyance.
Yes.
So it's like clear sight. So when you say sight, of course it's part of the senses, but third eye is like seeing what's not there.
It's like foresight, right? Being able to see in the future, past, or wherever.
Yep.
Very interesting.
So there's also like categories of clairvoyance in which the premonition.
Yes.
So that's like understanding. There's also like the category in which you're like how you assess yourself. Do you just, when you dream, is it like that kind of thing, or you because I actually have that thing where
Oh, that's
I did,
interesting.
yeah. So the interesting part is like
Go for it.
I didn't really believe in spiritual stuff, but I understand the concept of people just have special abilities sometimes that you just cannot. So it's the sixth sense that's the psychic thing.
Yeah.
So I'm actually not a pro at this, but I'm
Damn.
just gonna explain it as best as I can.
Damn. Go.
So we have the clairvoyance, we have the clairaudience, and
Clear audience
sense.
is, what is it?
the clairaudience is clear hearing.
So you can hear.
Yeah, you can
In
hear things that
terms-
are not there.
Right? Like thoughts, right? You can hear thoughts. Because Because that'd be weird. Like you can hear next door. What are you saying? Like,
Yeah, maybe.
but like that's also what it means, right? Like being able to hear thoughts from people's heads, like when they're thinking out loud, or I mean, sorry, thinking inside. People with clear audience can hear. No,
I'm not.
What is
well,
it?
I'm not
It's
sure
very
because
interesting.
I haven't met a mind reader, but
That'd be interesting, though.
Oh yeah,
You're a mind reader.
I can hear thoughts.
That's
He's-
legit.
clairaudient.
That's legit. This is amazing.
Yep.
That's why you're into sound as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's
That's
it's
cool.
really it's really
It's a good match.
based on your ability sometimes. Like my friend is also more inclined to music,
Sure.
and then even if she wanted clairvoyance, she developed clairaudience. So it's like, so how I put this into an analogy is that psychic abilities are just like skills. So just like drawing, some people just have a different style.
Right.
So they have a different way of tuning a skill.
Mm.
So just like, for example, a person knows how to paint, and so they more comfortable of using paint rather than maybe do.
Because it's
a
like
sketch.
it's like a total. Like, how does it work? Is it more of like the instrument that you use to kind of like project, or?
What do you mean by
Like, sorry, what were you saying before? Like,
the analogy?
The analogy, yeah.
It's like tuning into the abilities is just the same as doing a skill.
Okay.
So
right.
you can actually hone your psychic abilities because it's the same as
practicing a skill. Okay.
Art abilities.
Right. The more you practice and the more you use it, the more you get better at it, and the more you're able to control it. Okay. Dang. So, okay, let's go back to when you said psychic. So you've experienced psychic.
So
Abilities?
I'm still a skeptic because I always try to rationalize the dreams that I have. So
Right.
for example, last year I would dream of. So let's take this example. Last year I had a dream that I witnessed a murder,
Right.
and then so the next day, my mom was actually watching Criminal Minds
Right.
in YouTube, and then the murder that happened there was actually the exact thing that I witnessed.
So it's like a deja vu kind of thing.
It's not deja vu because
You really saw it.
it's like deja vu is like feeling like you've been there,
Oh yeah, true.
but premonition is like seeing from
Before it happened.
well, yeah, before it happened.
Mm.
So
Final
in
destination.
my dream, I saw the guy threw a dead body into a barrel.
Wow.
and like threw it away.
Mm.
And then so for the next time, my mom would watch videos in YouTube randomly, and then so I would we were eating lunch, and then she just, it's her choice. She picked the channel. I didn't do anything. And so when I was listening to the documentary, the narrator was basically like, the husband threw his wife into the barrel and burned it down. I was like,
I've heard that before.
I was like, no, I witnessed that thing.
You've seen it. Damn.
But I guess in the dream, I don't feel scared, or
Sure.
maybe because I'm so used to morality that I'm not.
You're kind of desensitized.
Yeah,
Right.
like I don't really mind seeing killings or murders in my dream
Because it's
because
just morality, yeah, as you said.
yeah, because for me, I'm like, it's actually just a normal thing.
Yeah,
It's-
people die.
It's like the animal kingdom. The carnivores murder and these kinds
Yeah,
of.
very true.
But I guess it's like the ethics behind it.
Sure.
You know, like your morals can be questioned by the fact that
yes.
you can't feel anything when you witness a murder. I was like,
Yeah.
no, because it's actually like, what can I do about it anyway?
Yeah.
Because I just dreamed about it.
Spilt milk.
Yeah.
Damn, right. Very interesting.
It's not like I can control it, but
Dang. Have you ever had a feeling like, I mean, a dream that you were able to control?
Yeah, I've tried lucid dreaming.
Nice. Lucid
And
dreaming
then
is
that
pretty
was
sick.
back in grade 6 actually.
Are you still able to do lucid
No,
dreaming? Oh.
but I was like, the
It'd be
first time I actually
interesting.
did it, like
Mm.
I got chased by a lion. So I was like,
But
shit.
were you able to control it? Like stop?
I controlled it at
Nice.
first, and then I guess because it was actually my first time, and then so at that time actually, aside from having depression,
Hmm.
I'd always be haunted by nightmares.
Right.
So
Damn.
aside from crying in my sleep back in high school, I also didn't like sleeping because I would dream about like getting chased, which is like anxiety kind of the
Anxiety
feeling.
inducing.
Yeah, the
Damn it.
what do you call that? The psychology of having anxiety like haunts you in dreams.
Yes.
So every night, I'd be like, well, not really every night, but mostly
Some of the nights.
like 80% of the time, from like elementary to college, I'd always have nightmares.
Was it because of the external world, like what you were experiencing?
I think
getting bullied and everything.
it's the nightmares comes from the fact that I've never worked it out yet.
So it was like an internal battle that you had to
Yeah.
go through. Right. Okay.
So aside from like having trouble with the sleep kind of thing, I was like
Were you in insomniac as well?
almost like there was a year in high school where I couldn't sleep properly.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Damn.
couldn't do anything.
So, in terms of that, like, I think that's a very interesting place to be in, especially the fact that you're well aware of these things happening. You're well aware of, like, did you even experience the supernatural in terms of outside dreaming?
Yeah. That's why I was like a lot of things happened, most especially last year. So
Yeah.
I know I told you this.
Yes.
And then I'm still like, how am I gonna say it? Because
Got this.
it's like a long story that how aside from the astrology and tarot, but
Maybe we could just pick the one that really shook you the most, like the one that really like, kind of like, since you're a
I
skeptic,
see.
you kind of like, that could be really plausible, and I think that's
I
closer
see.
to the
Yeah.
truth. Yeah. Go for it.
So I have a narrative in my identity, right? So I knew that I was an atheist,
Yes.
but I do hold I'm open-minded in terms of like there are other possibilities.
For sure.
Just because I don't believe in it doesn't mean that I'm open to changing my mind.
Yes.
Although, yes.
True.
But at the same time, my experience is like, okay, aside from the example that I gave you about just dreaming about that, it's been there. The dreaming premonitions was actually since childhood.
Yes.
But I actually don't care much about dreams because I rationalize it like it's just dreams.
True.
And aside from having things that I see happen the next day, I also have nightmares. So I was like, I didn't distinguish them at all because maybe if you take it in a different way, people would be like, oh, because you have this daily routine and this happened. But I'm like, the things that I see in my dreams basically are not part of my routine.
Yes, it's outside of
It's
it.
it's like seeing a dinosaur in my dream, and then like that's not part of my routine.
Yeah. Like, how did it come about that you can see that when it's
Yeah.
not even the usual exposure that you're getting?
Yeah.
Sort of
That's why
exposed to?
I'm like, I do hold the idea that
Very
it could be
interesting.
possible.
Mm.
It's just that I just deny it because I'm like, no one says that it's normal. So
True.
anyway, it's not common. So
Mm.
why would I bother like dealing with that thought that it's just like maybe once a month or twice a year? That kind of it's not consistent enough for me to say that, oh, I actually have this ability.
True.
That kind of thing.
Mm.
And then so since it's not consistent, but I knew that it's been there.
Yeah.
It's just
You've got that lingering feeling.
yeah,
Kind of thing. Wow.
it's just a lingering feeling. And then I just never also met people who actually share the same thing.
Yeah.
Because maybe if you actually share this to another person, maybe one out of something they actually also experience that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
True.
So
What was the
I
experience?
was open about different things.
Yes.
So now that's the backstory of that narrative that I have in terms of who I was. So last year, I was aside from my previous job, which was I was a animator for a YouTube content creator.
Yes.
I met two coworkers there, censored names, but let's call them person A and person B.
I was just about to say, I was like, person A, person B.
Yeah.
That's cute. Nice.
Yep. So person A got fired. So, but I didn't want her to give up on her dream. So
True,
I
true.
would just message her that, you know what, it's fine. And I've also been there, you know, like in architecture and all that. But anyway, it's not about me. It's just about her not giving up on the fact that her being fired isn't like the value of who she is.
True.
Or something like
I
that.
fully agree. A lot of the times people tend to think that I'm worthless. No, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So
Anyways. And continue.
yes.
So, person A, person B.
Yeah, so it came to that point though that, like, long story short, we'll just get to the story of this other thing. So this is with the supernatural. So I also got fired, and I wanted to collaborate with person A. So we met up. So basically she's a coworker. I don't know anything about her, and then I just wanted to collaborate. And then the thing that I've never expected to hear was she wanted, like, her main motive of sharing to me this part of her was because she wants to implement it in our future YouTube channel or
Right.
whatever. So she's like, she was hesitant, but she just went for it and said, she said it like this, Jess, I have something to tell you. And I was like, what? I was like, I can see bullshit.
You can see bullshit.
she can see dead shit or whatever.
Oh, dead people.
Yeah.
Dang.
So I was like,
Sixth sense.
The sixth sense. Yeah, I was about to say that. I was like, I see dead people. Holy crap.
and then I was like, okay. And then for her, she was shocked because she was like, you just believe me like that? And I was like, but for me, maybe because of how much I've also, like, I can take this in two ways. It's because I can feel when a person is like lying, that kind of thing, if they have a motive for just saying that kind of thing.
Yes.
And the fact that maybe at the psychological side, I've observed people so much that I know when they're lying, that kind of thing.
Yes.
So
That's awesome.
it can go two ways. It's
True.
either intuition or the fact. So it can, anyway. So I was like, yeah, okay. And then I was like, at that moment, I was like, okay, this is actually new information for me. My brain was trying to analyze things that I'm an atheist. I don't believe in this shit. I was like, but I know she's not lying. She's
Yes.
not just wanting this, like, what, popularity or something.
She's
He
not really
just-
seeking attention or
Yeah, she
anything.
just wants to share to me
Yeah.
this.
And
kind
she
of
was quite
thing.
close to you, the office.
No,
Oh.
we just knew each other for
Interesting.
1 week. So
Whoa.
it's like I just
She might have felt it, because then again, she can see, like, she might be able to
Oh.
see a few other things. And
I don't know. She's also a skeptic.
Oh.
So, like, aside from actually seeing things, she's actually worried that what if she's just making it up in her mind.
Yeah.
So there are
There's
also
always
those.
always the other side of the coin, right? Like, I might be crazy.
Yeah.
Or this is actually real.
She's also
It's crazy.
mentioned that to me later on, that she's scared that what she's actually seeing is just made up. What if she's just hallucinating? And
True.
of course, she doesn't want to share it to people because people normally it's like you're crazy.
Yeah,
what
it's-
are you
it's a
trying-
case on sanity
you're-
now.
You're just seeking attention that you can see ghosts and all that.
Very true.
So when I was processing this
Yes.
at Coffee Bay at Seaside,
Oh, see. Okay, shout out.
not sponsored though.
Shout out to Coffee Bay. Maybe sponsor soon. Anyways.
So that was the first time, and then I was like trying to process it as a logical person. I was like,
Yeah.
but I accepted it because I knew she wasn't just seeking attention, because she just wanted to share her stories anonymously
True.
with a YouTube channel.
Mm.
So it's like we have aliases or something with a YouTube channel, and then we're gonna animate it, and then we're gonna share stories with it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was the idea of our collaboration.
Right.
But I didn't know that was like what she wanted though. Like I mean, like what she was gonna put. It was like that meeting itself was just okay. Let's collaborate. Actually, I don't know what to expect, but I just want this setup because we both got fired by the same boss.
Far out.
So yeah, and when she said that, I guess it's like there's this part that accepted and there's this doubtful part. Although I was like, I gave her the fact that I really believed in her, because I'm like, the logic is like she's not doing this
Yeah.
for
There's no incentive for her to lie.
yeah. So
True.
I was like, okay. So now the shift. There's the shift of the topic for collaborating into like delving into, because
spiritual.
because I was like, the supernatural was like fascinating in terms that I'm an atheist. I don't believe in these things, even if like the Philippines have like aswang and all that.
But you're still curious though, which is
They do have, like, we actually do have. Yes.
That's well. That's legit.
Yes,
That's
it's legit.
awesome.
But
Love it.
yes, aside from that story later on.
Ooh, for part 2.
Or supernatural or
Yeah.
like that. Although you can actually see a lot if you actually research this. This isn't the first time someone is like just a non-believer actually experiencing weird things. Like I go to Reddit later on. Like
Reddit.
this year, I went to Reddit because I'm like, I don't understand what I'm actually experiencing.
True.
And there are people who's gonna help you through the journey, because like they know that there really is something bigger out there.
They're fellow introverts, just on the computer sometimes.
It's a forum in Reddit. Different. I don't know.
Because I'm actually part of a Facebook group, the spiritual, I don't know, something. And then it's very interesting because they really share their experiences, and like this is what they've been doing in their free time. And they really delve into it, and it's like, oh, that's so cool. But anyways, yeah.
I just dabble. I just dabble because I'm like, I guess that's the skeptic side of me. Is like,
Sure.
yeah.
But it's all good though. At least you dabble into it, because some people just don't even, entertain it at all.
I think it's because it's a fascinating unknown world.
Yeah, for sure.
So
The unknown, yeah.
I was like, the collaboration went like that. And then so I got so fascinated, I kept asking questions. And then it came to a point where she told me about spirit guides.
Yes.
So spirit guides are like, in a sense, in the Christian part, they're like your guardian angels.
Yeah, guardian
but at the
angels.
same time, if it's actually like, there are different kinds of categories of spirit guides, which is so vast where you can't. To me, I'm actually like, oh, I have a Pokemon, really.
We've got a Pokemon in Pokemon Go.
I have a
that Pokemon there.
Pokemon, and then that's what
funny.
I got fascinated with. I was like, oh, they're here. So what do they look like? So I asked for a reading, which of course.
What's their CP? Their kind of power. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So.
They look on the side.
I think there were like 3 major things that I took out from that meeting. Was like, okay, she has a clairvoyance. Okay, so let's see, spirit guides exist, and the fact that when I tell the story of like a ghost experience, or like, let's say, like a supernatural experience that I didn't understand, she can actually see the ghost inside the experience.
That's
So
crazy.
she's like, she gets transported to where you are,
Wow.
and then you're like, she can see what you don't see
Whoa.
right there and then. So because I was like, so does that mean that if I feel like someone's watching me, there is actually someone watching me? I was like, yeah.
It's the gut feeling, right? And then it's
Yeah.
actually true. Wow.
Yeah.
that's
And then I was like,
crazy.
shoot, I knew that place in my house is haunted. Like, damn it.
Because honestly, that's what I truly feel as well, especially in that aspect. Like when you feel that someone is watching you, chances are it's actually true. Right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like,
And you also mentioned this one thing that like you were supposed to meet her, right? And then you didn't say that there was.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So
you mentioned that.
that's fast forward. Okay, let's just summarize this.
Mm,
So let's just say, I mean, it sounds crazy to say that we got involved with angels, and so
but it's true though. Like it's just these are just the facts.
yes,
It's crazy.
even if like all this time I'm like, I can't see anything, I can't hear anything, but I just see them. I see my friend say things to me that I don't even share to her, but she apparently knows.
That's
things.
crazy.
Yes, because it's like not from her, but from the spirits themselves, you know.
They shared it. Damn.
Okay, so that was still the first meeting.
Mm.
So that's it. That was actually. Oh wait, I jumped.
No, we could always go back. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We can always go back.
Yeah. Which one did we skip?
The fact that August. I just want to share this, that
Sure,
the
sure.
fact that before we actually collaborated, we met up for Art Jam, which was like Arcon was the one that organized it, and Philosophia. So the three of us that was working with our boss, previous boss, was like met up, and so person A and person B were there, and then person B was still working with our boss, who fired us. Yes. So in Art Jam, that was where I proposed, where I wanted to collaborate because I guess we were like, what do you call that? Kind of angry that our boss would just fire us.
True.
Even if, because for me, he's like, he doesn't know what he's doing. We have to save the ship that he's. Well, anyway, I think he's doing well. So that was the start. August 4, I remember. August 4, 2018. Which is funny because the first creative entrap that I joined was August 4, 2019. And that was also life-changing.
Damn.
So August 4 is like something special. Anyway.
Must be with that date, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So after the Art Jam, that was when I collaborated, and then we met up at Seaside, and then that's where I learned the supernatural exists. And then so that was like a plot twist in my life, because I was like, I actually met someone with a third eye. That's actually new to me, because not only that I actually don't interact with people much, but it's like, okay, there's a whole new world out
Yeah.
there.
Just
so-
different aspect for sure.
So so it was just the two of us, and long story short, things happened with her family because they don't support her artist career.
Damn, that
Then
sucks.
I offered her to stay at our house,
Right.
so we wanted to do home base.
She kind of ran away from home?
Yeah,
So,
she
okay.
did. So, but the main goal was that so we both of us doesn't have to travel, because she's from Talisay and I'm from Lapu-Lapu.
Ah.
So that's like long.
different
Yeah,
corners.
opposite direction. So
Yeah,
we're
true.
like, at least it's like hitting two birds with a stone, that her I guess family had issues, and
Yeah.
we could start our career
Yeah.
supposedly with a
Collaborated.
YouTube channel. Yeah,
True.
the collaboration. So it came to a point where we already have the concepts. We have the, I guess, the logo or the characters, what we wanted to do. But I guess we were also stuck in the fact that kind of sad thing, or I don't know what I guess for me I knew that I got distracted with the supernatural things.
Right.
But I was like also really wanting to push through with the YouTube. So anyway,
Sure.
long story short, there was this time when August 15, my best friend from Hong Kong came, and then it was late at night, and then it was already person B's off. Like she was already off, so it was like past 5-6 p.m.
Right.
And then we invited her to hang out at J-Mall, and then that was also a plot twist because we didn't know that person B was like so into the supernatural things. Like we're, as artists, we were all introverts, although person A is like an ambivert. So person B is also an introvert, and then it was like hard getting her to open up a bit. But the moment she was like, "Oh, you guys are into supernatural," so she said all these scary stories, and then it came to a point where person A was like overwhelmed
Right.
with the supernatural stories because it all involved demonic possessions
Holy.
at San Carlos de Lamban.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then you guys, we all are from San Carlos.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I heard a lot of stories about it. USC.
Yeah.
Talamban.
Yeah. So it's just
Damn.
funny.
Mm.
So she actually witnessed the possessions of her friend, and then and I knew that person A can see what she's not seeing, and then she got so overwhelmed that I was like, okay, stop. I was like checking up on her, and then she was like, do you want to tell person B that you can actually, and then it was at that point where like person A was hesitant, but at the same time
She was willing to share.
actually I didn't know that she had a backstory that she doesn't want to share her gift.
Oh.
But anyway, it
She
came to a point where she did share that,
Mm.
you know, that person B, I have a gift, I can see dead people. And then person B was like, okay. Because she already has friends who can see. So for her, that was the norm. And for me, I was like, what? You also have friends that can see? This is just normal.
I need to meet these people. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I was like, what? For me, I was like, huh? But anyway, person B was like, but I think the fact was that what intrigued person B for at person A was that the thing that was new was that she can see the setting. So when person B was sharing her story, she missed out detail because she was just, the main point was just about the supernatural story itself, but not the entire details, like where was she just mentioned the building, but not any kind of particular building.
Just a building in general.
Yeah, you know that game we have where we throw off people because you don't know what.
Is it the Spyful?
Yeah. So she mentioned that it was like a house. She said that we went to this house and that kind of thing, and then we witnessed this and that, and then person A was like, person B, that wasn't a house, that was like an abandoned building.
Oh, shit.
And then I was like, person B was like, how do you know? How do you know that? I didn't share that. I only said that it's an ordinary house. How could you have known that detail? And then so person A kept telling details that something like, oh, I see the stray dogs that you mentioned. They were following you. There were 3 of them. Their color this and that, white and whatever. And then person B was like, oh, I didn't even tell you that.
How are you able to know?
Yeah, that kind
That's
of
crazy.
thing. So it's like the evidence itself was like based on their reactions because I was just observing them and I'm like, okay. And
That's
like,
interesting.
because for me, I guess for me, my narrative was like I'm an ordinary person. I don't have those kinds of gifts. And although a lot of people do have, it's just dormant.
Yes.
Mostly,
exactly.
though, it's like we all know about mother instincts. Yeah, so those are actually just the most instinctive psychic abilities that we really have, like
Sure.
innate things that we know when something's bad gonna happen because we have that gut feeling that I think something's up.
But the gut feeling isn't really complete because it doesn't really translate fully, right? Like it's not like you just feel it, but you don't know.
And then
the full story for it.
you
It's
also
crazy.
have to understand if it's based on fear or is it
Yes.
something that you're really picking up on.
Exactly.
So that's the difference. Is it
True.
like fear based or is it like an instinctive intuition kind of
For
thing?
sure. For sure.
So anyway, oops. So person B also got fascinated. So she was like on the boat with us now, and then so
Everyone's on the same page now.
Mhm.
Damn. That's crazy.
So that was still August 15.
This was 2018 or 20?
Yeah, last year. Just
Last
last
year.
year.
Damn.
And I was like, it's just life-changing
Yeah.
plot twist because all my life I'll be like this atheist who's like, I'm a non-believer, but I'm open to
True.
new things.
So, and that aspect then, like, what's new to you in terms of that world now? Like, what are you looking into right now?
So I use what I've developed in terms of like intuition, in terms of like my career. So it doesn't mean I'm using it for bad. It's like I'm just like
Using it to get a leg up.
I
kind of
think
thing,
I
like?
just have this understanding now that things happen for a reason.
Nice. That's
So-
cool. That's good.
Now I'm like this person who's just eating popcorn. I'd be like, okay, I guess this is time now.
Chill.
Like this person is shown in front of me. Like I have a feeling. Okay, let's go over there. Okay, it
Nice.
doesn't work out. Okay, let's just
I could fully relate.
yeah.
That's awesome. That's
It's
good.
like you just have this urge to do something.
Yeah.
So that's already guiding me because before it's like when you have an intuition, sometimes your logic is like,
yeah.
but that's out of your routine.
It talks you out of it.
Yeah.
Right?
There's
so
that
true.
there's that rationalization
Yeah.
where you're like, it's because it's not part of your routine.
Yeah.
Why are you gonna go there?
And majority of the time, you basically lose out on a lot of opportunities
Yeah.
because you just talked yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Sucks.
And for me this year, I was like, long story short, a lot of things happened where I guess this year that there's that honeymoon phase of friendship
Yeah.
faded away because our kind of friendship was really kind of the foundation was shaky in the fact that it was established between the supernatural aspect.
So, like, as friends, you never really bonded.
We did bond in terms of we know each other's problems,
Yes.
but we haven't actually known each other's personalities and
Like the
behavior.
dynamic.
Yeah, the dynamic itself.
sure.
Like for example, for me, when I get depressed, I need isolation.
Yeah.
And then that word person B, and then the moment it word person B, and then person A actually noticed that, just like, oh no, something's up with Jess. And I was like,
Let me help you.
yeah,
It's like,
they
"No, no."
don't. Yeah, they don't understand that dynamic because they don't know my personality. And then I guess sometimes I'm just too blunt or something that I don't. I'm just a practical person. Like, this is just. I don't really base much on emotions that can, like, I don't know how I don't know how to explain it, but it's
You're
like,
kind of detached off the emotions.
Yeah,
It's just more
because-
of like this or this.
yeah, because I guess for me, I've already overcome that emotion aspect where
Yeah, because honestly, that's what I've noticed on observing the norm. There's like a political atmosphere that you need to be politically correct, so that you can, like, you need to do this, so that you can do this. And it's so confusing, honestly. Like, I sort of looked into it, but it's very fascinating in a sense that this is how people function. Because, like, for example, in order for me to comfort you, I need to do this, say this, and then it will come off genuine.
yeah.
But if you say, no, you're bad, and it's like, that's so mean, and it's like, no, I mean, you're bad. And it's like, no, like,
and then people
try-
take it so personally,
Yeah.
and it annoys me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand that they don't know me as well.
Yeah.
They don't know how I deal with things, and they
two
don't,
sides of the coin.
Yeah.
Because I think one person is expect, like, this is the thing that I fully noticed. Expectations ruin
Yeah.
a lot of things.
Yes.
So if they expect something, just be disappointed.
Yeah.
That's why I never expect anything.
Yeah.
Just do something.
yeah.
Don't expect
It's
anything. Less hassle and less frustrations. Honestly,
Yeah.
right?
And I'm like, sometimes I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not a perfect person just because I've overcome my own problems. My main problem was that I didn't even really know how to interact with people in this emotional level, because
Sure.
we became close at the fact that we knew our problems.
Yeah.
We just didn't know how the behavior itself, like how,
Because you guys connected on that topic,
yeah,
but then all the other, like, humane
yeah, because
characteristics you guys are able
yeah,
to
and then I
interact.
guess for me it's also my first time
True.
having friends that I didn't establish at school. If
true.
I have friends established at school, I already have observed their behavior.
Yeah.
I know their personality. I know what makes them tick. I know that sometimes they're not offended by my hard sarcasm sometimes because being like, I guess it's like a morbid black humor?
Yeah, dark humor.
Dark humor.
Yeah, the dark humor. Damn. That was funny when you said black humor. I was like,
Sorry.
it's a different black humor right there.
I see.
No, I'm
It's
kidding.
like
I'm kidding.
associated with the color. Anyway, never
yeah,
mind.
dark humor.
Because it's like, yeah.
But
So-
yeah, it's very interesting, honestly, because not a lot, like, the way I'm sort of looking at you, it's very interesting because not a lot of introverts have dark humor
Really?
that are quite, because honestly, like, the way I see you now, although you're an introvert, you're good at socializing to the people that you know.
Ah.
There you go. Because what I noticed, I was like, you can talk, and guess what? We've been talking for an hour 44 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
Crazy. And, like, I don't know, like, this is just me sort of observing. Very interesting, because you might be an introvert, but you like to share,
Yeah.
and then plus the dark humor. I think
Yeah.
it's just people with different dynamics fit you more.
Yeah.
And then it's just dynamics, honestly.
It's really dynamics because I have, like, I guess my college friends were like the sharp tongue kind of people.
Nice. And you go well with them.
Yeah,
There you
and
go.
because I don't take it personally,
Yeah.
and then going with this dynamic, and then they're like kind of like, oh,
Because I think you don't.
skinned. I was like, shoot,
Yeah.
they're not supposed to take it that way.
Yeah, I think you it's a bit it's really a bad mismatch if
Yeah.
you're with sensitive people, and then you've got, like, dark humor plus
Yeah.
you're pretty blunt,
Yes.
and then
it's like,
honestly there's a lot, because in sales there's a lot of tonality. A lot of the times that's where a lot of people misunderstand, because like when you just, like, deliver a joke, when it's like, haha, you're bad, they come out like, what, you're so mean, like, no, that was a joke. And you're like, no, that wasn't a joke, and then it spins out of control, right?
Yeah,
Right.
especially so. Like for example, the fact that in linguistics, I am so used to correcting people or like correcting my group of friends
Right.
because we've already established that as linguistic students, we are very critical with our words.
Yes.
So it actually comes off like I didn't know that when I do that to people who don't have background, I come off like this
The
person.
irony.
No, know-it-all kind of person where I kind of like I'm so nitpicky with the details, and they're like, what?
Because I think in the 9-gag world we call it the grammar Nazi.
Yeah,
Like-
and I'm like, no,
You're
I'm
just a
just
Nazi.
trying to let you understand.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think that's the
That's the
irony there.
thing,
That's the
that-
irony right there. You teach linguistics, but it's like a barber with like long hair, right? You teach linguistics,
Yeah.
but then
It doesn't
you
mean
yourself-
I can apply it,
Yeah, pretty much.
but I'm learning from it.
And I think the important thing there is at least you notice, at least you recognize it.
That's the metacognitive
Yes.
aspect where I learn from. I think what I like the thinking.
Yes. Very interesting. Cool. We're just gonna jump into the next segment.
It's been so long.
I just want to maybe just like talk about this aspect here. So this here is the trans visualizer. Could be applicable. Honestly, like I had second thoughts of showing you this one, but this is basically what people are searching in Philippines right now. It might mean nothing to you, but it could also mean something to you. Anything that you recognize that we could talk about, just to finish off the podcast.
I actually don't know.
You don't recognize all of-
outdated. You know, I don't. What I usually do is just read books. I'm that boring right now.
No. But anything that you recognize or anything that you could talk about.
Teachers Day,
Is it Teachers Day today?
2019. Someone's searching it, and then I don't know. I have a background with teaching.
Anything that sort of sparks your interest? Anything that you might have like? Oh, I heard of that.
Teachers Day.
Teachers Day.
No, I don't even know when Teachers Day is, so maybe that's why they're searching it.
No, because one thing that I found very interesting with you is you don't even know like the people on TV or any personalities or anything.
Yeah,
right? Very interesting.
so I'm that much of a hermit.
Yeah,
Like,
she lives under that.
Yeah.
Could you press that? Thank you. Dang, that's very interesting. But anyways,
Sorry.
that's fine. Yeah. No, the other one, red on the back. Do you see it?
Oh, yeah, there.
Is it going? Thank you. Anyways, dang, that was long. No, but honestly, thank you so much though, because
Oh.
that was a really interesting conversation. I think just to finish off, what we'll do is I'll wrap this up. I'll throw in a last sponsor and then we'll
sure.
wrap things up. Cool. So our last sponsor for today is the Furniture City. So do you need a furniture for your condo or house? Furniture City is the biggest showroom in Cebu. They offer world-class beds, sofa beds, and recliners to just about anything that you want for your furniture needs. They distribute top-of-the-line brands such as Eurotex, GLC, Lindbergh, and much, much more. Visit their Hernan Cortez branch in Mandaue for more info and check out the Facebook page at the Furniture City. Cool. So back to Jess. So I think I'll just wrap this up by, because I usually ask quite a few other stuff, but I think I'll just ask you this just to leave all the listeners just something to grasp out of you. What's your biggest takeaway from all the stuff that you've learned, especially in astrology and the supernatural? What's the biggest takeaway that you could sort of leave or impart to people? Like maybe if you could advise younger Jess before discovering this world, what would you say to yourself?
You will never expect who you're gonna become the moment you make a decision. Like there are always
That's
there's choices where it's just gonna like either give you a left turn or a right turn, but
for sure.
every decision is like will change you as a person. So
True.
choices.
Damn, that's legit. Anything happening with you in the next few months or any next few weeks? Anything that you've got planned or interesting that you want people to be invited into?
None so far.
None so far. Ooh, but is the YouTube page coming up soon? YouTube channel?
I guess so. For the animation, it's called Bisaya Animation.
Ooh, Bisaya Animation. Check it out, guys.
It's still empty as of now,
That's
but
fine. They can still check it out.
yeah.
Check out the black walls, the white wall. Just kidding.
Yeah. So it's
That's
like
cool.
that's my plan for localizing the animation for local stories.
Nice.
I like there's local stories and it's either Bisaya English kind of
Nice.
mix.
That's awesome. At least you've got that global approach. That's just it's Bisaya, but at the same time it's also in English, which is pretty cool. Damn. Cool. I think I'll wrap this up. Thank you so much, Jess.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
it's been a pleasure to have you here and actually share us your life story. Amazing
Yeah,
how
because it's not enough.
Yeah?
It's like there's still a lot of things to
I know.
to actually like I ramble and then the next thing we're in this topic and then I haven't even completed this yet because how am I gonna explain it? But yes,
I think
it's-
that means that there's going to be a part 2.
maybe
There you
Yeah.
go. Cool.
maybe we can just like have a specific topic na lang for,
Yeah.
because it's like
No. I'm honestly open to just being able to listen to all of that because
oh
half the like honestly a lot of the times because this is the whole point of the podcast for me. Like the reason why I really wanted to put out this podcast is I want people to talk about themselves. Because in the real world, like we never like it's pretty selfish if you talk about yourself, but in this podcast, I want people to be selfish, and not in a bad like they don't feel bad. Because I
Okay.
want them to be the spotlight, and I want them to really be able to talk about like your experience.
what you've gone through.
Because not every day we get that chance, and I want people to get that chance to just express and like because it's also therapy if you think about it,
Yeah,
right?
it is. It's like, I actually want to talk more about this kind
Yeah.
of thing. And it is.
Yeah, and you don't feel bad because honestly, in the real world, like you would feel bad, like I'm talking too much. Okay, I gotta go silent, and it's like no, talk,
No, yeah.
and that's what I like about it. Cool. Thank you so much, Jess.
Thank you so
Honestly,
much.
thank you so much, and we hope to see you again in the next few episodes.
Sure.
We'll get you in back. Cool. Thank you so much. See ya. We out. Peace.